Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of the Leadership Speak series at L Forum. Today, our guest is a seasoned entrepreneur who has gone on to build a very successful enterprise. Welcome to the show, Mr. KP Hari, Executive Vice Chairman of the Speridian Group. Welcome, Hari.
Thanks, Ringo.
So, Hari, I think your journey, as we were talking before we just started this episode, is been 2 decades, and apparently you are going to celebrate your 20th anniversary next month. So many congratulations in advance, and wish you many more successes to you and the Speridian Group. So with that, I would probably like to start our little conversation today by asking you to share your journey as a leader.
So, Ringo, when me and my partner Girish Panikkar, he's the chairman of Speridian Group of Companies. We started Speridian in 2003. It was because both of us are engineers, and we wanted to do something which we know. That was the foundation of starting Speridian Technologies. With a very limited agenda for the first year. We wanted to start the business, get into it, get our feet wet, and learn it from there. Because, I was not a businessman, neither my partner also. So we wanted to start somewhere. So he has invested $149 into the company registration, not me too. And, so he's a true founder. He started it. And then, he had an advisor. He's also currently part of Speridian Group now. He's a partner in Speridian Group today. So Girish Panikkar called the other member and asked him that how to start the company, etc. He said that, look, you prepare the list of your contacts and start calling them from top to bottom and tell them that, look, you have started the company. And I was in Girish Panikkar's first in the list to call. Wow. That is how he called me. And when he called me and told that, hey, KP, I have started a company, I told him that, look, I also wanted to start a company. That was also my goal in life. He said that, don't worry, that, we'll do it together, and I'll add you as a partner. That is how, we became partner, because it was no business. It was only, just
chance. Pure chance.
Just investment. Yeah. So we started it, the company, and then, we started with, pure manpower resources, correct? Supplying resources, because we didn't have the experience or the human capital to bid for projects or execute or anything. So, we started off with simple, staff engagement or, IT sourcing. See, in the IT business, we call it as body shopping, but that is exactly what we did in the first year. So we started placing a couple of people through our contacts. I started calling my friends, he started calling his friends. Then we were able to place few people, and we started generating some revenue. With the revenue, we hired one first employee, and that person was a recruiter and placement guy, staffing guy. So he started placing people. So with that money, we took our first office in Albuquerque, New Mexico. That was our first corporate office. So after a few months, in 2004, my partner took leave from his parent organization where he used to work, and formed a group of civil trainees. So we hired local graduates from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and other states. We brought them to Albuquerque, trained them in civil CRM, and started placing them in the market. In 2005, he joined full-time into the company because we could draw his salary from the company. We had enough money from that. And in 2007, I left my employment and joined full-time into Speridian. So then, then slowly we started growing. We started setting up our practices. We set up the Oracle practice first, and then the Microsoft practice when I joined. Then we have hired a few of our good employees, and kept growing. And I think the best part was that we kept looking for opportunities and hiring good people in the company. I think that made a lot of difference. Getting to hire good people and taking care of them and keeping them in the company. We also lost few employees every year, but we kept core people all the way to the company. 2013 was a big breaking point for us, Speridian, from the growth perspective. We doubled our revenue in that year, and primarily because we got some large contracts from the Obamacare ACA initiatives, which President Obama started that year. And so we put the next level of leadership, because me and Girish knew that we just, both of us running the company is not going to cut it. So we have to build the next level of leadership. So we hired a bunch of good people from the market. Most of them were our friends or our clients or our vendors. So we hired people from our contacts. We did not just go put an ad in the market and hired somebody from the market. But if you look at Speridian leadership team today, almost all of them have a history. We knew each other, or we worked together each other. We used to work for them, or they used to work for us, or together in some capacity or so. And 6 of them are partners in the company today. So we have 8 partners, because we made the decision that in order to, everybody should get some benefit from their hard work and their commitment to the senior leadership team. So we have added them as partners, and hopefully one day we all will get some benefits from the hard work which we have put together in these last 20 years. So today we have CEOs for our different groups of companies. So we are bifurcated into a technology company purely working on the IT services and IT consulting and products. That is the Speridian Technologies. So we have a CEO running and that group, and we have a product company called Benefit Align that develops the healthcare products. So we have a CEO for that. And we have a third company called True Coverage. That's an insurance marketplace. So we have a CEO for that. And all these 3 CEOs report to the board. And so me and Girish are not in a day-to-day operations. And that's the only way, in my opinion, the companies can grow, is that we need somebody dedicated for each line of business. And we were fortunate that we can bifurcate this into different companies. So we had to hire the CEOs for that. And they have a full-fledged operations. They have a full-fledged team running those group of companies. And today, after 20 years, we have about 3,500 employees all over the world.
Wow.
And we are headquartered in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And we have offices in Irvine, Sacramento, Albany, New York, Kansas City, Montana, and Memphis, Tennessee. So we have a wide coverage within the United States, and also an office in Toronto, Canada. And we have a back office call center in El Salvador in South America. And also in the Middle East, we have offices in Saudi, Abu Dhabi, and Dubai. Saudi is the latest office which we have opened in 2023.
Wow.
And most of our offshore development happens in India and Pakistan. And also in the Asia Pac region covers Malaysia and Singapore. We have an office in Singapore which we are planning to grow into the Asia Pac region. So that's our footprint. And
amazing story, KP. So happy and so excited to hear your progress. And like I said, wish you many more successes.
thanks, Ringo. Thank you very much.
And you kind of touched upon the parts of what I was going to ask you next anyway. So maybe it's a great segue into our next question, which is, what is your definition of empowerment, KP?
Empowerment is, in my mind, it is very simple that, we have to let other people do their job and trust them to deliver it, but at the same time be available to guide them if they need help. If you don't give freedom to the leaders in the company, if you go babysit them, they are never ever going to be successful. See, I learned it from my previous boss in the company when I was working for H&R Block. So I had a great boss. He's a good friend of mine. He was younger to me, but I was reporting to him. He was the best boss I ever had in my career. That is what I tell people. I learned, several things from him. He's the one, who taught me about empowerment. He let me run my group. I was the one who was ultimate decision maker in that, because I owned the responsibility and I owned the success or failure of that delivery and group of the performance of that group. But he was always there. His name is Neil Shaw in Kansas City. So he was always there to help me if I needed. See, for example, when there was a business meeting, for example, and I needed his help, I'll call him. Neil, I would like you to attend this meeting with me. Then he'll be there with me to support me, to back me up. So with that, so that is how I learned about the empowerment. So that is one which we try to follow in Speridian Technologies. So these CEOs have the freedom to run their groups. That is what we encourage those people to give that empowerment to the next level of people, so that each BU head, they have the responsibility of their P&L, so that they can make decisions rather than get the corporate approval for anything and everything. It's very important in corporate and also in our day-to-day life. We have to empower people. That's the only way we can grow. There is a saying, correct? See, if you want to cover short distance and run fast, run alone. But if you want to cover long distance and then go in a group, so that people can help each other. That's our philosophy. And Speridian is in this one for long run, not a short one. Just want to make some money and get out of it. So we are in this one. We are building an organization. That was our commitment early on. We are so glad that we get the support from employees as well as from our clients. Lot of our friends have helped us to get here where we are today. I still remember, see, when I joined full time, or when we started Speridian, I used to call people saying that, hey, look, we started Speridian Technologies. They used to ask the regular question that, what's your core competencies and all those things. When we started, there is no core competency other than, just the commitment and, the trust which we can. But, there are a lot of people, who trusted us and, helped us to grow. There are some people, who turned their back on us. But, that is okay. That is part of life, correct? You cannot expect everyone to be there when you need help. That, so I'm really thankful. And I believe in God also. So, say thank God that, we are able to be here where we are today with all the support and the luck and the blessings,
Outstanding story. I mean, you're right. If you have to just stand aside and let the leaders take control of it, and you be there for them whenever they need. Very well said, Hari. My next question to you is, what are the benefits you have seen with empowerment, and how have you used empowerment within Speridian?
See, the first and foremost benefit in terms is that, it is the division of work, correct? See, you are allocating the work to different people so that, you don't have to be in everything. So that, it gives you a little bit peace of mind, and also, reduction of work and the growth. It's very important that without empowerment, I don't think that any company can grow, in my opinion. There may be some one-man army companies, they may have done very well successfully, but there may be, if you look underneath them, so you will see the empowerment too. So that is a big benefit, is a growth. And the second, the biggest benefit is that, you are generating more leaders in the company. You just go back to, the story which I told about the H&R Block, where my boss empowered me. That's a big impact in my career. Otherwise, I would not have learned many of the things which during the time I worked with him. That helped me in thinking and putting together Speridian Technologies today, right? So it helps a lot. So that is a benefit. What was the next? What was the subsequent question, Ringo, on that?
How have you used it within Speridian? Do you see any uniqueness about Speridian's empowerment approach?
Yes, see, as I said, so we have a CEO for Speridian Technologies, and we have empowered him to run the organization, to make the decisions. So he is the one who sets the plan for the next 3 years, prepare the budget, and go and expand or grow, and be responsible for everything. That is empowerment. So that helps us to go and focus on the other company, that is the insurance business, where we started it. Then once it is at a decent level, we hired the CEO to run that company, and we are empowering her to do the same thing. That's the way we believe that that's the benefits we got in Spirit.
Excellent. What do you think are the challenges of empowerment, KP? Are there any challenges?
Absolutely, nothing comes free in life, correct? See, everything comes with challenges, or disadvantage or advantage too. If you don't have the right person, then this empowerment can be an issue, because you have to have the right checks and balances for everything. If you don't have the right checks and balances, then this empowerment, when you empower somebody, that person should not get a free ride. That is a challenge. That that happens everywhere, and so we need to we have to be on alert to make sure that the empowered people are running it, the things right. And if he or she needs a little bit change of action or correction of the course, or need help, you have to be there for that. And some doesn't work, and if it doesn't work, then you have to make the change on that one. If somebody doesn't fit into the role, and you see, not everyone is cut out for a leadership role, correct? There are some people who are very tremendously talented as an individual contributor. They are, and see, we have to respect that. We have to leverage that and use that, rather than fit them into a leadership role where he or she will fail.
Just because they become more senior doesn't mean you have to fit them. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
very well said. Yeah, I mean, that is really the challenge, right? Many people think that just because they have put in so many years, they now, I mean, classic is, you mentioned that your first boss was younger than you.
Yeah.
Because he probably exhibited leadership qualities, and the firm recognized, and that's, I think, the right approach. So, KP, with your vast experience and your rich experience, what advice would you give other young entrepreneurs, entrepreneurial leaders, what would you suggest to them? Because yours is a very inspirational story.
See that, I tell always to people that, I got almost everything late in my life. So, but, because, see, when I was young, when I was in 20s, I had a lot of, financial commitments and restrictions. But, see, today's generation, most of them, there are some people, who have, a tremendous commitment. With no disrespect to them. But, most of the people, there are a lot of people, the young generation, they have, at least they are very fortunate today to do a lot of things which maybe me and you did not get a chance when we were in the 20s or even in school or college or early stages of life. So that is a time when, they can take risk, they can try something out. And, as I said earlier, you should not do something just for the sake of doing it. You should have some reason behind it, or you should have some commitment or passion to do it. And, entrepreneurship or starting a company, all those things are not for everyone. But, if you have the passion, you should definitely try it. What is the worst can happen, correct? You may have lost a little bit of time or a little bit of money, but, if you can afford to do that one, you cannot do that when you are in 50 years old or 40 years old. And that is a young age, you can do it, and you can try those things. That is the first advice. Second is that, when you start something, you have to be definitely willing to put in the effort to make it success. You can be extremely lucky to be there without much hard work. You can be successful. There are cases like that. But, most of the cases, if you look at it, almost all of them have worked real hard and spent a good amount of energy and time initially to get that going. Yes, luck is needed, but, if without your hard work, even if you are lucky, the chances of you becoming very successful is less. So you put in your part, then leave the rest to somebody else. That is my advice. Yeah.
No, very well said, KP. And I think your story is a testimony of resilience, determination, hard work, and self-belief. Because 20 years is not a joke. 20 years is a lifetime for many. So you have put in the hard yards, and I think now you are at that stage where you're thinking of the next stage of your organization. So thank you so much, KP. It is a joy speaking with you after such a long time. And like I said, this is the L Forum is a group I have started, a forum I've started for entrepreneurial leaders, where I want to bring in leaders like yourselves, and we can share ideas, thoughts, maybe have conversations. So it's just more for us to, see if we can help each other.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ringo. Thanks for, inviting me. It's a pleasure, to talk to you and, connect with you again. And happy to be here.
Thank you, KP. Thank you, and wish you and Speridian all success. Once again, happy anniversary to you guys.
Thank you. Thanks.
Like, share, and subscribe to the EL Forum channel.